What's up, YouTube? You checking out the Frequent Flyer, and this is my quick review of the Holystone X300-2. And this is the awesome quad here. If you guys remember my review of the X400, I really liked the design of it, but I wasn't too fond of the way that it flies. Well, this thing is almost the same exact design as the MJX X400. But this thing flies awesome. This thing is one fun aircraft to fly. I really like this one here. The X300-2 is just an awesome flyer. They fixed all the problems that were wrong with the MJX X400, I believe. Even down to the aerodynamics of the aircraft. And when the X400 was it act kind of funny in the wind because of the flat body. The body was just so flat. Let me get the X400 for comparison. Here now, I grabbed the X400. If you guys can see this, it's almost the same exact design. Little minor changes in design. But for the most part, it has the same low profile look. Its body got a little more fat, as you can see, but that makes it a little better aerodynamically in the wind. Because this thing here, the X400, flying it in the wind, it's really fast, but its flat body lets the wind push it around. And so you see it going up and down like that a lot in the wind. This thing doesn't do that. This is awesome in the wind, and it's a very nice flyer. It banks really well. It does all the things that the X400 didn't do well. Even the high rates, the third rate doesn't have auto flipping. They've solved that issue and even made it better. They put automatic flips. Well, the flips are assigned to an individual button back here. And so whichever way you want to flip, you can just press a button. And so it's awesome having all of the flips and stunts at the press of a button, so you can be flying fast forward and hit one of those flip buttons in whatever direction you want to flip. You want to do a roll, you hit the backwards flip button while you're flying fast forward, and this thing will do a nice awesome loop. Sometimes it do wide loops, but it's just awesome the way it does it. This thing is the stunt or flip king, the stunt master. That's what I'm gonna call it. This thing is the stunt master because this thing does stunts very well. The only stunts that I really haven't tried with this is making it do double flips. I haven't tried that with it because I'm having so much fun with it. Flipping, doing barrel rolls, high speed barrel rolls, backwards looping flips. You can do it all with this thing. It's just an awesome flyer, really fun to fly. The transmitter is a little different too, but we'll get to the transmitter later. We'll save that for later. But this aircraft just flies really nice. And also with the X400, when you remove the landing gear there, it was sort of flat and almost like laying down on the motor pods there. This one here, they made that better by putting the Cyma X5C style little landing support landing gear here on the motor pods, so that you don't come close to hitting the belly when you remove the camera and the landing gear. It still raises up a little off the ground, so you can land it really good and stable. This thing is just an awesome flyer. Can't stress enough how much I have fun flying this thing. Also, you can actually charge it with a micro USB charging cable like the phones take. You can just plug that in there, so you never even need to take the battery out if you don't want. If you like to keep the camera screwed on to the battery bay, you can just not have to worry about popping it open or anything, you know, and unplugging this, because you can just stick the micro USB charging cable right in here, and it is included with it, so that's awesome. It has a press a button to press here to turn it on. Now, I thought that was odd there. The rear LEDs, one is orange and one is green, and the two front LEDs are white, but it actually works at night. This is an awesome night flyer. So I guess the rear LEDs really doesn't matter if they're, as long as they're not blinking. I think the front LEDs are what's most important. As long as they're the same color and they're solid, then you can always tell the front of the aircraft and see when you're at the back of the aircraft. And now with the lights being different colors in the back, you can actually tell if your aircraft is facing right or if it's facing left. Because if you see that green, then you know it's facing left. If you see the red, then you know it's facing right. So that's pretty awesome. Never thought that it would work with two different LEDs in the back, but it does. So awesome night flyer. Can't stress enough about how this thing is just awesome. It does have not much negative to say about this, but there is one thing: the yaw rate isn't very fast. I think the yaw rate might be a tiny bit slower. It might be a tad bit slower than the X400, but I'm not sure, because it's not a painfully slow yaw rate or anything like that. It just could be better. I just would like the yaw rate to be a little faster. Other than that, this thing is awesome. The camera, I have tested the camera. I just haven't uploaded the footage yet. So, but the camera faces down. It has a bad angle on the camera. So that's the other negative. Everything else about this thing is awesome. I just can't stress enough about how fun this thing is to fly. One of my favorite flyers for fun. And let's go to the transmitter. Oh, it has a 600 milliamp hour battery in here, just in case you guys are wondering. So, and also having that blue light in the back on the power button is helpful as well. And so the transmitter here is a PlayStation style transmitter. I am a thumb flyer, so these thumb pads work well for me as long as it has a good resistance on it, and these do have good resistance. They don't press in, but they're pretty awesome for a thumb flyer. I don't know about a pincher. A pincher might have trouble with this because the sticks are kind of short, so they might have trouble with it. But thumb flyers are going to love this probably. The buttons is PlayStation style buttons on here. You have trigger buttons at the bottom and buttons at the top. It's just awesome. It has it does have headless mode. Headless mode works okay, but the yaw isn't fast, so it's not really fun to fly headless mode. You can't use it to get you out of jam on these toy quads. So headless mode is just just a novelty, I think. And this actually has 4 rates to it. So when you start off, it's on this rate here. You press up. Well, it has to be binded in order to see it. Let me show you guys. So now I'm bound to the transmitter, I think. Yeah, so now it's bound to the transmitter. So it starts off on this rate here. You press up and you'll go to the next speed. Press up again and you're on the 3rd rate. But then if you press again, it starts to flash and it's at even higher rate. So pretty awesome that you have 4 rates on here, and none of them have auto flipping. The flip buttons are actually programmed to these buttons, as I said. So, and you also have indicators here. Really colorful display on the it's not a LCD display, just a regular lighted display, but it's really awesomely lit and colorful. And so if you hold this camera button, right now we're in roll mode. If you hold this camera button down, then it switches to camera mode, and then you can't do any flips and rolls with these. Now these buttons activate the camera function. So, and you have to press and hold again to get out of that mode, to go back to roll, flip and roll mode. And here, when you press the button to get you into headless mode, lock is highlighted to let you know that the heading is locked. So pretty awesome transmitter. Has your trim buttons over here. I'm not sure what these buttons do here. I think these might calibrate it. I'm not sure what these buttons do. I'll put it across the screen because by the time I'm done this, I should know what these 2 buttons are for here. But that's just about it. This thing only, oh, this thing only takes 2 AA batteries too. So they said in the manual that it's low power consumption on the board in this transmitter. So you only need 2 AA batteries. Awesome aircraft. Again, I can't stress enough about how fun this thing is to fly. This is a buy. It might be the same as the SJ X300, but I'm not sure because I didn't have that. I had that on the way actually, but this came first. So I will let you guys know if it's the same thing. But this currently isn't available at the time that I'm recording this. So if it is available by the time this is released, the links will be in the description. Thanks for watching. The Holystone X300-2.